What are your thoughts on solid state Logic plugins? Now, SSL plugins, they're good. They're cool. You know, I've compared them directly. There's a video on our channel which compares the SSL Fusion, each part, to the SSL Fusion hardware. And, you know, it compares all right. I don't mind the plugins. There's a few that are really good, and there's a few that I do genuinely use. I use the Transformer plugin, and I use the Widener a fair bit. The Transformer plugin, it's actually better than the Transformer that's on the SSL Fusion. The SSL Fusion Transformer, you turn it on and it's like, all right, is it doing anything? You know, even someone with the best ears in the world would go, I don't know if it's on. You know, it's but the plugin, however, the plugin's cool. The plugin will give you a really lovely sheen, and when you turn the transformer in and turn the amount up, you can hear it. You can. It's not subtle, or it can be, but it's not subtle if you don't want it to be. It's a very good plugin. It does have a massive use. It will make your tracks sparkle. That's what it will do. I haven't tried many of the newer plugins, just because I did have I had the I've got basically all the older stuff. I had the subscription. And the subscription was cool. I mean, it was like, I think it was like $9.99, and I used a lot of the plugins, and you know, they're good. There's nothing wrong with them. Look, there's nothing wrong with the plugins. They're just good. There's nothing special. That's my honest opinion on them. They're nothing special. The Channel Strip and the Bus Comp, they're very good plugins. They're very, very good. Some of the Fusion plugins, the newer ones, there's nothing new and inventive. It's not like their limiter, the X limit, is like, whoa, this limiter's the best limiter in the world. It's like, well, if I've got L2 or FabFilter L2. Do I need this? No, not really. But it's a limiter. It's cool. It does the job. It's like the EQ that they do. The what's the EQ with the can't think what it's called, but the EQ, XEQ or something maybe it's called. The EQ. It's cool. It's an EQ, but it's nothing compared to like FabFilter Pro Q3. So. Like, what do I think on it? Yeah, they're cool plugins. Look, I've got nothing much to say on them other than, you know, SSL plugins. If you don't have a load of plugins, the SSL plugins are going to be good. They're going to do you a good job. The Channel Strip is the one to have. Look, the Channel Strip's wicked. The Channel Strip's a really good plugin. The Transformer's going to bring your songs to life. It's going to give you a sheen and a sparkle. You know, the Vocal Strip, yeah, it's cool. Can go on a vocal. Is it game changing? No. Is the high frequency compressor that's on the Fusion game changing? No. Does it do the job? Yeah, it does the job. So that's kind of my opinion on the SSL gear. Is that it's you know, what they're doing is they're creating a range of plugins that call on the SSL brand and kind of scream. My dog's just going mad in her bed at the moment. Dobby, good girl. Yeah, so basically, if the SSL it calls on the SSL brand, but the plugins are just a bit, you know, they're just not, because what they're emulating. And I mean, the thing is they're not, the later ones now aren't really emulating anything. It's like they're their own plugins, but they're just plugins that are already done. The multiband comp is a multiband comp. I don't know. Like, someone's asked me this question, I want to answer it, but it's, it is what it is. Do you need a multiband comp? Do you have a multiband comp? Oh, well, yeah, I've got FabFilter multiband comp. Well, then you probably don't need that one, because it's just doubling up. Whereas if I tell you what they're basically doing. I'll tell you what SSL will be doing right now is they'll be going, let's create a whole range of plugins, a big range of plugins, so that SSL is the only ones you need. So now subscribe and get all these plugins, and that's all you're ever going to need. One subscription does it all. That's kind of like what they're doing. And I think they'll even, and maybe they won't, maybe they would admit that that's what they're doing. And that's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. I mean, if you've got a subscription and there's one subscription can cover everything, just like the Plugin Alliance subscription does, brilliant. But yeah, a lot of their plugins double up on what I already have, but that's not to say that they're not good.